Oh, yeah, we're back. It's our show right here, WPRK, Winter Park, Florida, 91.5 FM, all over the internet at itsourshow.net. Go on, sir.
Nothing much, man. Thank you, sir.
Chilling. Just, we got special guests coming up, but let me go through these joints that we just played. Instrumental in the background. Big shouts to Chris12. This is his joint featuring Georgia Ann Muldrow. Big fan of Georgia Ann Muldrow here on our show. Oh No, big fan of Oh No. Big shouts to You Discuss Me, him and Alchemist. You know what I'm saying? They got the joint. Big, huge fans of Elder Sensei. Big shouts to the homie.
Yep.
That track is called Elevations. Before that, we had Add 2. Big shouts to Add 2, real dope Chicago MC, brand new on Jamla. That was featuring Rhapsody and Sam Trump. The track is called Kool-Aid. Before that, we had, oh, by the way, the album is Pray for the Poor. And Pray is P-R-E-Y.
Nice.
All right, before that, we had Blackalicious with Blacka. Their album, Imani, they have like a pre-order going on now. It's sounding crazy from what I'm hearing.
Word.
Before that, we had, Semi Hendrix.
Yeah, I was listening to that right when you in.
Big shouts to Rascast and Jack Splash. That was featuring Coast Contra and Four Rats. It's the name of the album and the title of the track, Breakfast at Banks's.
Yep.
Kind of
Yep.
we found some homegrown old Orlando hip hop. We got Synapse with Street Greeting. I promised you guys, we got a time traveler. You know what I'm saying? All the way from 5 hours in the future.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Representing, you know what I'm saying, the United Kingdom. And as the homie Mega Ran said, one of my favorite kingdoms. You know what I'm saying? Big shouts. Now, you know me. I like listening to hip hop from all over the place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And these folks represent over in the UK. This way back, before our show, pirate radio station type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So please, everybody, welcome Mr. Penfold. What's going on, fam?
Hey.
I'm good. How you doing? Good evening, or is it good morning, or is it good evening with you guys?
We're in the afternoon here.
Good afternoon.
You know what I'm saying? And but I appreciate you taking the time out because I know it's like 10:30 over there. By the way, that's DJ Short Shot.
What up?
How you doing, Short Shot? You good?
I'm chilling, man. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I can't flip my smartphone around without kind of destroying what we got going on in here. So in the back, my DJ, bigger man, he's doing his thing. You know, he's kind of keeping it very groove to be in the background.
All right. So introduce yourself officially for the folks.
Right. I'll be Mr. Penfold. I've been representing hip hop, underground, overground, UK hip hop, that whole sort of scene. We've been doing this for, I would probably say about 10, 15, I would say in total back to back. So possibly even more. So it's good. I'm on a station right now. It's now online, www.itch.fm. It's our station. It originally started as a pirate. It's got to it. And
before we do all that, brother, I want to know more about this Mr. Penfold, though. You know what I'm saying? Before HFM, what's your earliest like hip hop memory, fam?
I would say the easiest way of putting it, because I'm born in the UK, and our culture is kind of, it's a bit of, you know, American hip hop as a background. We all grew up around reggae music as well. That's a heavy influence in all of our backgrounds. So my memories of that is being the son of a reggae DJ. He used to do pirate radio to reggae music, and as hip hop was kind of coming through, there were a few pirate radio stations that played the early hip hop, the bits of electro and all that kind of stuff. And my dad, as a joke, used to kind of come in and say, "One day you're gonna be a hip hop DJ as well, you know." That's right. And that's kind of how it went on. You know, it just, I guess it's a bit of self-fulfilling prophecy that, you know, going around and moving crates and stuff like that with my dad, and, you know, avoiding, you know, certain people, you know, the law. It's just in the blood. I guess I was like, you know, I just always kind of gone against the grain, you know, whether it was either being a reggae kid or a reggae youth, as they used to say, or kind of just going right back into hip hop again, in and out. It's just something that's kind of in the blood. So, you know, it just is what it is.
Nice, because I'm a Yardie also. You know what I'm saying? My folks are Jamaican, first generation American. You know what I mean? And so that's dope to see. So now, did you guys have like any like like bashments, like big parties in the UK? Do you remember going out to those joints and just like
yeah? So like for us, for me, from my point of view, I was kind of like more so the black sheep because I was more into hip hop. So all the cousins, the older uncles and stuff, they were either kind of soul boys, or they were into like deeply into like reggae. It could be roots, it could be ragamuffin. So going to those parties with my cousins was nothing. Before I was supposed to be going to parties, I'm carrying boxes for some other cousins who are in a sound. We're going to party, we're going to old houses that people have moved out from one house to another. We get electrical boxes and going with them lot, and you know, we're just hanging out, holding my cousins' coats while they're dancing with some big gal over there, so and all of that stuff. So you know that one. It's all of that. So, you know, being the little small one in the group, and all my cousins, they're all like 10 foot tall, and I'm like, 3'9" or whatever it is. So, it's all there. It's all, so the whole reggae bashment is something that I still crave for. There's certain times I just want to kind of get down and dirty and go to a little downstairs club that doesn't finish until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon. You crave that. It's in the blood.
So now, what do you remember when your first like hip hop event was?
My first hip hop event? I don't know. I guess there was always places that played, because it was at one point it was where hip hop was a part of a dance. So okay, you'd be at a party and they played some hip hop records. It wasn't at one point. It wasn't where it was a whole entire hip hop dance. It was more when my social circle kind of expanded more, that I bucked up on people. So that's a kind of a good way to kind of just show you my lifelong friend. My co-D, as he put it, Bigger Man. Once I kind of went into kind of college and stuff like that and hooked up with Bigger, that's kind of when we started finding our little spots. Come so the people can see you, man, because he's in the background doing the DJ. There you are in the corner there. This is my boy Bigger as well. He kind of put me onto all of the jams. This is my right-hand man. This is the other voice, the other DJ. 50% of the show that we're doing now is Bigger. In fact, funnily enough, he was the person. Exactly. He was the person that kind of put me onto HFM as well. I got the call out of the blue. That was kind of a fateful day, and everything changed from that point onwards.
Nice. So tell me about HFM. How did Bigger, because Bigger introduced you to it, how did Bigger find out?
Right. So we're from North London. London is a small town. If you're into hip hop, you're probably going to bump into other people who are into hip hop as well. Same if it's reggae, same if it's dance or whatever it is, you kind of end up in circles. So through whatever it was, we hadn't really spoke for a little while, for maybe about 8 months or so, but we still buck up and see each other kind of briefly, touch fists and kind of go about ours. Because Bigger's a man that's known for being into hip hop. 2 other guys who are the managers, who went on to be the manager of the stations, were throwing the idea around for ages, catching up with Bigger Man outside, like hip-hop jams, like Subterranean, which is in West London, and kind of pitching the idea a few times, until eventually it was more than that. They came around to Bigger's house and said, like, yeah, we're going to do this. Are you down? And then he was down. And then, so whereas Bigger Man had been maybe into the station 3 months prior to me joining, I got the call. I was kind of at uni. I was doing this, that, and the third. I got the call via Bigger saying, yeah, you remember that thing that we used to dream about, being on a hip-hop station that played only hip-hop? It's going to happen. Are you down? I said, yeah. He goes, right, I'm going to pass the number on to somebody else. When this guy speaks to you and says, make him a tape, don't muck around. So, that's how we did things. I got a call from the station management saying that I heard you got some shit for me. Oh, excuse me. I heard you got some stuff for me. Excuse me. And it was very, very, very simple. It was, I had, I think, 2 days to make a mixtape. And we are talking back in the days where it was literally a tape, a TDK tape. So, I had to kind of put that together real quick, which was cool, because I was all about the music 24/7.
What were some of the joints that you had on there? What were some of the joints that you had on that mixtape?
I barely remember, dude. It was, at the time I was doing clubs. I was doing kind of the chick club scene. So a mixture of kind of like Redman in there and maybe Missy Elliott in there somewhere, because it was, they already had an idea of what I was doing in these clubs. and they needed someone that was going to kind of do the daytime slot, was going to be commercial enough to get people to hear that, as well as kind of doing something, you know, hip hop based. So my idea, I had a concept in my head and they had a concept, and that concept met really well. Like, wanted someone who could fuse commercial and underground, do it in the daytime so that, you know, youngers and olders can listen to it alike. And I think they heard the tape, they heard the mixes, gave me a couple like demo test shows, and you know, from day one it was that, and I never looked back. I never looked back. So it was great. It took off real well as well.
So now, okay, so because I think the UK is kind of like, well, I don't know if it's like, because it's different from the US, because don't you have like one global like body that kind of handles all the the major media, like BBC, right? Is that how that works, or?
Are we talking about what, commercial music or just the media in general, or?
Yeah, it just kind of seems like, because the BBC is the British Broadcasting, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, they cover the whole country, right? I mean, so it's like anywhere from,
yes.
So are there like well, I'm assuming there's like smaller college type, because here in America, like every city has a bunch of different radio stations, you know what I'm saying? And even though there's only like 3 corporate owners, you know what I'm saying? But in the UK, isn't it just like basically BBC pretty much runs all that, or how's that?
Yeah, all right. So every single station, every single town is going to have like a local station of some sort. So, you know, if you're in Birmingham, you're going to have, you know, a major station, a major legal station in Birmingham. You're going to probably have another 2 or 3 other sort of not so major legal stations. But the biggest one that's there, no matter what. So, for example, you might have all those stations I mentioned, and then you're going to have BBC Birmingham. And then at a certain time during the day, it becomes the major one where, like, for example, there's BBC Radio 1, 2, 3, and 4. So regardless of whatever's happening, the other smaller stations, whatever they're doing, the BBC is the biggest radio station out there. So on a commercial level, you know, your Simon Cowell type radio station, that's the one that you're all aiming for. If you want to be a commercial artist, you want to have a record that's on there, because if you're national, you're national. You're hitting every single living room and that kind of stuff. But every single town has a radio station, has at least 4 or 5 radio stations. Within that, you've got other stations which are kind of competing for a small license as well. And then you still, to this day, you still have private radio stations that are out there, you know. Not that many, but they're enough there, and they're out there to be kind of relevant to do what they're doing in their music genre. But the time when we came in is in HFM, the genre for pirate radio was kind of dominated by reggae music and dance music. So for 10 years prior to us even being a station, it was the culture of pirate radio was normally dominated by kind of house music or house and garage music, you know, or occasionally reggae music. So, you know, we were a station that was doing something totally different. Even the concept of doing hip hop for more than 4 hours on any radio station was a big political movement. And then we're playing hip hop music. We're not just playing what the concept was just nothing but, you know, P. Diddy music. We were doing anything from Cannibal Ops to Oh No to whatever it is, to Rascals, to West Coast, to East Coast, and then more politically as well. We had our own scene. We had our own UK hip hop scene, you know, which was so teeny tiny and, you know, almost a collection of about maybe in total 200 artists across the whole of the UK. And we're playing their records, which couldn't get played anywhere, like anywhere. You had to, if you wanted to hear UK hip hop, you had to know the record shop that played those records, and you were part of that scene. You had to go to a few jams that would play a certain amount of UK hip hop as a little section with 5 records after they played all the, you know, the US stuff, the big club stuff. So it was a massive move, and a lot of people caught on. So you might know about maybe BBC Radio 1 Extra, which is kind of the urban offset of BBC Radio 1. You know?
I think the homie DJ Sarah Love, I think she might have had a show on that.
Exactly. So, you know, even Sarah Love has been someone that's passed through HFM when it was just about a pirate. She was part of the whole scene and the movement at the time as well. So she started doing a jam called Kung Fu. And that night and HFM promoting, and they had this really great relationship where Kung Fu promoted HFM and HFM promoted Kung Fu. You know, it was a great time for the scene because it was a growing thing. So DJ Sarah Love, as a DJ that was coming out at the time, a lot of artists that she promotes, we were all doing the same thing at the same time. So, you know, Sarah Love's a good friend of ours. She's been on our station since we've gone onto the internet as well. So it's all part and parcel. So she's probably a major part of that history, that moment, as well as us here at HFM.
Nice. So now tell me, starting up the pirate station. How was you mentioned getting up with Kung Fu and, you know, cross promoting, but what other ways were you out there promoting? Because I mean, it's an illegal station, you know what I'm saying? So you can't just be like, hey, everybody, like outside on the window, brand new, you know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of methods were you guys using to promote? I'm just kind of curious.
I guess it was very clever at the time because it was a small, and we call it air quotes, niche crowd originally. So it was a simple case of, you know, there would be how many hip hop jams would you say they were doing back then before Kung Fu kind of took off? About 3 a month, 3 or 4 a couple hip hop jams where an artist US might be coming over or whatever it is. So it was really a case of, for about 6 months straight, you know, being outside those hip hop jams, in the same way that all those hip hop promoters were putting out flyers for the next night. We did a massive sticker campaign, which I think from top to bottom was about 3-4 years worth of stickers. So we were putting stickers everywhere we could. We were based in a part of North London. I don't know if I can still mention it, but everywhere in that section of North London, where a lot of the hip hop jams were also taking place, we stickered those places up. They even ended up on like certain TV shows when you could see like a TV presenter doing something, you could see our stickers in the background. It was a guerrilla sticker campaign, and people who like that art form wanted to hear that music, so it was very easy to get on. The following was kind of loyal. Stickers were everywhere in the record stores, so the original, you know, the purists, that following, they were all over us, so it was good. And then it kind of spread like a wave, like people who were just interested in being rebellious, who wanted to hear about it, wanted to hear about that other music. It just got infectious, and the radio signal got better and better and better and became notorious. So we got attention of mainstream as well, and it just captured the hearts and the people at that moment in time.
Wow, that's dope. So now, because we had a pirate station here in Orlando called 95 Live back in the day, and it was dope. Pretty much like the same thing you're saying. I know you got like give me one wild, crazy story. You know what I'm saying? Like that happened, like being a pirate radio station.
Being a pirate radio station, I think normally when we talk about this is the places that we've had to have gone to give you that music, to give you that good shit. So, you know.
So I know it's fun. I know it's funny because Big is laughing. So I know you got some stories.
Exactly. So we actually had to broadcast from. Can we say this? Exactly, from a crack house. So you know, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, one time we were in the middle of doing a show, me and Bigger, and so I can see just behind you, you got your little broadcasting door there, the brown door there by the plant. You got there. So imagine you've got that door kind of semi-closed and someone's banging down the door. So Bigger's a big guy, as you've seen already. He's kind of opened the door a little crack and was like, yeah, what do you want? And there was a crackhead on the other side, just his beady eyes, just beating over all the electrical equipment, trying to get himself into the door. We had to literally force ourselves on the door, kept the door locked whilst doing the show at the same time and mixing records and emceeing at the same time. So we had that. The same house, we also, it was the landlady, could we say.
The crack lady.
Yeah, exactly. She was a lady, a mistress of the night. So we just hear, during the course of the shows, we could hear, you know, all types of sounds coming out of that front room, you know, just filth. There wasn't any Bill Cosby, filth, flour and filth. We saw a lot of that. Yeah, not
But
good.
that's dope though. It's like you I mean you're playing that type of like grime on the air and living it at the same time at the studio. That's dope.
Definitely. So loads of crazy stuff, loads of crazy stories. Yeah, loads.
Sure, Shad, you have anything you want to say?
Nah, man, I'm listening to everything and absorbing and just enjoying the conversation.
So now, real quick, talk about the decision to. I mean, was it too many crack house stories that you guys were like, yeah, we got to do this online or something? Like, what caused that?
I think anyone who was around at that moment in time while we were doing the station, who's still around now, will say that the digital age had a massive effect on things, a massive effect. So even when we were at our peak and the signal and the rigs, as they call them, were super powerful and all that sort of stuff. We had gotten so popular. I mean, we were in the hip-hop magazines, which were national, but we got a whole lot of people who want to hear what we were doing. We just couldn't get to them, you know. It was hard enough to even cover, you know, North and West London and then spread to East and just to get to South. This is, we're talking about people who are in Birmingham and Manchester who really want to hear what we're doing. You know, we hadn't really got a means of recording the shows in those days. So it was really about, I guess, progressing. But we had a lot of pressure, I can say this. We had a lot of pressure from the DTI, I think they're now called Ofcom, which is called the Department of Trade and Industry or whatever it was. But they're Ofcom, which is basically the powers that be. It got
like
to a point.
Our FCC, basically.
Yeah. So they basically, those guys exactly. So, you know, they had a vendetta against us. There were a lot of stations who were pirate who are still on pirate right now because clearly, you know, they've got some kind of influence. They just had it in for us. No matter what we did, even we took on a lower signal, we got lower and lower and lower, and it was just too much to kind of keep up with. So it was just a time where the management themselves just had to pull away from that situation. It came at a good time for me as well because I had a few life priorities I couldn't really dedicate. And by the time we came back, it was the right time to do it because it's so simple. Technology has progressed so fast in the space of 2 or 3 years. You know, you're in another country, we're doing a broadcast like it's nothing off of a smartphone. I think now is the right time to do what we do. It is just so simple, but it was so complicated back then. You know, even studios that were doing internet radio, they hadn't quite worked out what they were doing, but they were using huge studios and lots of floor space, which they didn't really need to. So, you know, the management pulled away from it, came back again. It's been a long wait. A lot of people wanted it. We're now broadcasting to people who really want that, who are all over the world. So I think it's the right time. And the people who are dedicated, which I can definitely say me and Big have been doing this for a very, very, very long time. You know, and we've got some people who are new to this, who bring a new energy to the station. It's a great time, perfect timing, I would say.
That's deep. So now that you guys are online and reaching a worldwide audience, like what are some random places that you never thought would be tuned in?
Weirdly enough, I've heard someone from Tunisia. What are some of the countries that we've got, like random ones, Big? Poland.
Canada,
Yeah.
Spain,
Italy, France,
Holland.
Belgium, Holland, the list goes on. Turkey as well. Yeah, exactly. So it's a global thing. So it's a lot. So it's a change because before, it actually brings me on to a previous thing I spoke about is before, you know, we were really dedicated to what we were doing. It was really secular and I never thought about it. We used to do a show and we'd have a mobile phone to the side and we'd just be saying, if you're feeling this track, you know, send us a text message, give us some missed calls. The way that we interacted with people was so basic, but pure at the same time. You know, now the way that people interact with us is so weird. So I'll get a tweet. Today's what, Saturday? I might get a tweet on Tuesday saying, ha 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 ha, that stuff that you said was killing me, son. You know, and you're like, I'm on the toilet right now. What are you talking about? You know, that kind of thing. So it's how people interact with you, when they interact with you, what resonates with them emotionally. It's timeless. It's like an infinite loop. Whereas before it was just everything was in the moment. You know, if people were feeling that track right now, it's like you got to put a needle on the record and stop that record right now, because everybody, be it 100, 200, 400, 500, are feeling it right now. Now people's taste, it's global. So, you know, it's different, but it's still pure in a different way. When we brought the music to the masses, and then the masses felt that, it was a time where the national radio stations were not bothered with hip-hop. They were literally saying they didn't care for hip-hop. They didn't care for UK hip-hop. And by the time we left, stations like One Extra had come along, other national stations like Choice FM, and even down to, you know, to Radio 1, they were now able, or they felt confident enough to be able to say, we're going to take artists like Tiny Temper, we're going to take artists like Tinchy Strider, and all these UK artists that we could just spill off now. That was a massive culture shock before, just to say that this artist is from the UK and raps in a UK accent, you know, on records that either sound US or sound completely unique. That was a massive thing. So when we stepped away, we'd actually made a massive change to the culture in the UK. And I feel
because you guys were like the proving grounds for it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with us.
Yeah, which has always been the case. Historically, if you look through it, it's always, you know, pirate radio station is a massive thing. Every single country, whether it's in the developing world, whether it's in the third world, the stations, the underground stations, always are first with the music, always have their finger on the button for what people listen to or what people will be listening to in the future. You know, the major labels and major stations just kind of, they follow trends. They really set trends. If you look at your national radio stations, your major ones, it's the guy that starts in a station like your own and has that drive, the ambition, that passion behind the music that gets snapped up by a mainstream and says, we need this guy. This guy's hot. This guy's got the records that why haven't we got this guy? Give me that guy. Give me his number. We need him over here. And it's the same thing, but it's like now with us on the station, I feel like we're back again at a point where, because it's become so commercial in the States and the UK are kind of on the commercial level trying to appeal to that type of market, we're comfortable to come back in again and represent artists who again aren't being represented. And that's on the US and that's on the UK as well. But now we've got this weird thing where, you know, we've got artists who are calling, you know, are emailing emailing us their stuff, even from countries where they're not rapping in English. You know, but because we've got a global community, we can put that out there like we took a risk before with UK hip hop. It's not even a risk, it's just we're playing something that sounds right. You know, that we can sense that energy, we can sense that that music is hot, and we don't have any agenda behind it. We're not a machine that says we have to play this because we've got sponsors. You know, we got the guy who's going to give us 10 million if we play this record 60 million times, that says the same stuff again and again and again. You know, I play certain records to piss people off sometimes. You know, I'll play, you know, what's the tune I played that really got to you that time there? Was it? Yeah, I played Coco early, just to get on this guy's nerves, you know, because I thought this tune is going to be big and this tune's going to upset this guy. And I played it. Yeah. Not crazy people. Exactly. But crazy people love that tune, and, you know, and you didn't like it. So I play sometimes those records just to get on his nerves and to get on my listeners' nerves as well. But we've got an intelligent enough audience to understand. You know? We've got an intelligent enough audience that kind of gets that actually that's not what I'm about, enough to know that, okay, that's a funny record, but it's balanced that with good stuff as well.
Exactly, and you just brought up what we live by here on our show, balance.
Yeah.
I mean, because the radio, the commercial stuff is one thing, you know what I'm saying? But we're here to try and bring that balance, and that's dope to see that that's what you guys are all about also. And that's fresh. It's dope. Like on both sides of the Atlantic, we have the same common goal, and that's dope. That's why I wanted to have him on, to expose people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you guys reached out to, just a random one, have you guys reached out to South Africa or any African nations as well?
Oh, yeah. We get stuff from, like, we do all right in Japan. You know what I'm saying? The UK has always showed love. Canada, Africa, Australia, New Zealand. We had somebody tune in live from New Zealand. You know what I'm saying? New Zealand.
Nice.
That's a small country.
Right. It's right outside of New Zealand.
Yeah. And he was like,
my key.
good morning from Sunday morning. I was like, damn, you tuned in. Mad. So, I mean, and I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like, it's probably 11 there now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to keep you much longer. Talk about what you guys, what's going on now at HFM and what you have coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So in terms of our show, I mean, we do our show. So we're literally slap bang in the middle of the radio show right now. People's we did between the hours. It was a later slot before. It was 12 till 2, but we've now been pushed forward, which is kind of more better in terms of push back. All right, push back. All right. At a time that kind of suits our listeners on Facebook and stuff like that. A little bit better, a little bit more social. 10 till 12 every single Saturday, UK GMT. You know, it's a really popular show. In terms of the actual station itself, we're getting more and more DJs. We're kind of filling up the midweek gaps as well. We've just got them off the back of our HFM 9th birthday bash as well. That was a nice little turnout and whatever it is. We're probably going to be doing something around Christmas as well. We always kind of do a little shake a leg around then as well. So all people are welcome. It's always a free jam as well. So it's always good to see our people come up and show some love. Always having artists coming through as well. I mean, I think the last artist that we had come through was, I think, Cormega. He came through and showed us some love as well. And loads of UK artists always come through. So Master Ace has been here. Pete Rock, I think, may have been in through here as well. Did Pete Ryan come through here? Or was it just they kind of Biggs? Did P Rhyme come through here? Did P Rhyme come through here, or was it just they kind of gave us some merch? Did P Rhyme come through?
No, that was all.
That was just some.
Spots.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So they never came through, but we've had quite a few artists, US and UK, that come through on a regular basis. So it's really just about people want to check us out. Is it all right to tell them the station and how to get hold of us?
Please do that. That's why I have you on here, because I'm a fan of HFM too. You know what I'm saying?
It is all the W's, so www.itch.fm /live. It's the easiest way to kind of, there is the obviously .com, but if you actually want to get live into a show, it's just www.itch.fm /live. That will get you right into any one of our shows. We stream all the time as well, so you know, just look at our schedules and whatnot. It's growing and growing. It's just become part of the movement. We don't just play UK music. We play UK US. Our shows kind of vary. We got guys that play just breaks. So we got people that will play more the soulful side. And we pretty much represent it at this moment in time really well. We've got commercial, underground, soulful, the lot. It's really just worth checking out the DJ schedule. It's worth giving it some time, definitely.
So now, how can people submit music if they want to, hit you guys up?
Easy. Same. All the W's, itch.fm, itch.fm.com. There's a section on there where you can actually submit your music, as well as like checking out who the DJs are. If you genuinely submit your music, and we say this on every show that we do, me and Bigger do, if you submit your music, it's a separate portal. The music will go to every DJ who's on the station into their inbox. So you're getting your music to all of those DJs on the station, and some DJs will kind of pick and choose and say, well, that's too commercial, and I might listen to it and go, I can rap with that. You are getting your music to those DJs as well. If you are an artist and you want to get your music, please do not send me a link to your YouTube video. I hate that.
Yes, thank you.
What's that doing for me? I don't play videos. I'm not a VJ. All right. Just send me your music. We're not gonna bootleg it or whatever it is. We're just gonna play it to people who will probably go out and buy. Leave your information in there as well, so we can plug your stuff. So if you are looking to release an album on iTunes, why are we not going to try and promote you? We'll tell you if that album is hot, if it's not getting pushed and we're feeling it, we are going to be that machine that's going to promote it. So we're all over that. Always have been, and always will be. So yeah, artists, get your music to us. We will actively promote it. We are not part of the machine that is going to actually ask you for money for feeling it. We genuinely will just play it and get it out of it.
Wow, that's dope. So that's cool. Like,
and if you're a DJ that wants to get your stuff out,
what you saying, Studio?
No payola.
Exactly, no payola.
Yeah. No payola. You want to hear your music? We think it's hot. You know, get it through. I mean, there's a vetting process. You know, because you know, back in the day we used to get CDs. Some of them would end up like, you know, propping up bigger than coasters or you know, exactly frisbees for the little kids.
He's got flip wheel.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you had like, some wobbly tables, you know, it always helps to prop those things. So I don't want to discourage people. We're just joking. Like, if you've got good music, just don't let it sit there and fester. Just share it to the global community. It's as simple as that.
Nice, nice. And oh, I'm just remembering the homie Mr. Lawson. I believe he was a part of that one too, right?
Yeah, Mr. Lawson. Yeah. What a guy. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he actually came over and he was on the show like a few years ago, and he brought some UK joints. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mr. Lawson, he used to be part of the show with No Name with MK as well. Yeah, good guy. And he does promotions and stuff. He's a good guy.
Yeah, real good dude. Now, so tell me, put me on to some artists, because we play a bunch of UK artists. We get stuff sent to us, you know what I'm saying, from the UK. But I want to know from your end, who's doing what? You know what I'm saying? Who's the nice?
It just depends, really, because there's always going to be debates who's like the greatest and, you know, who's doing what.
I want to get the Mr. Penfold sign, you know what I'm saying, the stamp of approval. So I know it's dope, you know what I'm saying, when I go look into it.
It's tricky. So I'm feeling an artist called Kaiser. I always will. There was a group, yeah, you know Kaiser, you know Kalashnikov, Scribbler Van Gogh. I'll always do those guys. Whatever they come, I'm always going to be kind of behind that kind of stuff. Michael Parkinson, you know, have you heard of this guy?
No, I don't think so.
Michael Parkinson, check him out. Just, you know.
I know about Just, Jehst.
So if you look through his camp, maybe even on his albums, you'll find it's Michael Parkinson as well, because they're like that. Yeah, Y&R.
A record label called Young and the Restless.
Can you hear that? Yes. A record label called Y&R, Young and Restless Records. There's no way that you're going to miss out on Michael Parkinson.
Is that like a yellow logo or something, I think?
That's Low Life.
Oh, okay.
That's Low Life. Yeah, that's Low Life. That's some of just like Under the Weather and that sort of stuff. That's the stuff he did on Low Life. Just don't like to talk about that too much. It was a bad situation over Low Life. Don't ever mention Brain Tax to him. Like, he'll kill you. Get emotional. So yeah, who else am I thinking as well? I just said Michael Parkinson. God, Roots Maneuver, Skinny Man, of course. But I'm thinking
I played Roots Maneuver like 2 weeks ago. He's a brand new album out, right?
You know, what's his name? Big guy is always on Don't Flop. Nah, not Stick of the Dump.
Big guy.
Yeah. He moves with Michael Parkinson all the time. They even go up to Don't Flop together. I kept playing his records. Joker Star. Yeah. Jokerstar. Big artist.
How about we set up like an exchange program? You know what I'm saying? A UK to the US exchange program. And we can kind of
yeah, for sure. Send sure shot there.
I'm talking about tracks like through the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I was lobbying for it. Give me a break.
You got my email, so you know if I'm hearing something, I'll just forward it over to you because you know some of these like extra push. So yeah, man.
You can tune into every Saturday. Give me one earphone, son.
There you go.
Hook me up next. Yeah. What up?
What's going on, Mr. Big Up?
I'm cool, bruv. Chilling. You know what I mean? You can catch me every Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. with the Food for the Brain show. That's one of HFM's original shows. It's been here pretty much since the beginning, you know? So if you're into that boom bap, true school, old school, new school, whatever school, as long as it ain't that tight pants music. Yeah, and by the way, this is a tight pants free zone. That is the slogan. So let the people know that's at Bigger Man's BIGGERMANZ. And I'm out!
Tight pants free zone.
Nice.
I don't even wear pants.
Wait, whoa.
Right now.
Here you wear pants.
I'm not wearing pants right now.
I'm not even looking. I'm cool. I'm not even looking.
There you go.
Oh,
pause it.
All right, fam. Well, I'm gonna let you get back to the show. So thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to kind of show the people, because I already know there's not a big difference between what we're trying to accomplish here and what you guys are accomplishing over there, and that we need to link up and, you know, to support dope hip hop regardless of where it's at.
Most definitely. Make sure that you use that email. You know, if you got stuff, I will happily send what I've got over as well. You know, it is, you know, what I think a lot of people forget is because of the competitive nature of music, you forget about that unity, and you forget about that hip hop is supposed to be about that, sharing ideas, bringing different points of view to a table and discussing it. You know what I mean? That's what Bambaataa thought it was. Okay, it's about being nice. It's about being lyrically sharp. It's about being a good digger, a record collector. It's about being an articulate person. It's about being a thinker. It's about being an artist, but it's also about sharing. You know what I mean? It's about sharing ideas. I might come with a record that's better than yours today, but you might have in your deck a record that you play for me tomorrow that kills mine. And I go off and I think, wow, I need to go and find that record, dig that record, or find something bigger. It makes, when people work together, all the greatest ideas, all the greatest concepts, all the greatest inventions and everything, well, because people put their minds together. So the way that music is constructed now is that you got to make the best things in isolation. That's not the formula for success. People collaborate on projects to make things amazing. So, you know, you've got music over there that's great. I've got music. Let's bring something to the table and we can only elevate. It's simple as that. So let's not forget those fundamentals.
Respect.
Man, that Herb Alpert in the background is playing though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't stop nodding my head right now.
And but yeah, so respect, because it all goes back to the clash, sound clash, and reggae. You know what I'm saying? So it all goes back to that.
Yeah.
All right. So again, Mr. Penfold, HFM, that's itch.fm/live, and yeah. Oh, and so every once in a while, we get different DJs who listen to the show to send us music from there. And, like, we had an old Japanese, like, hip-hop mix on the show recently, you know what I'm saying? And one of our listeners, first, SAE, he sent me, like, a mix of a UK joint. So we're going to play that. We're going to run that now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
And, yeah, again, so, again, real quick, how people can find more about you.
Right, so there's so many different places. Nice and simple, if it's on Twitter, it's at Mr Penfold, MrPenfold. I normally tweet out stuff, etc. Facebook is the same, but because of Facebook, I'm down as MISTA Penfold, PENFOLD. Find me on Instagram, PENFIZZZLE, so Penfizzle, something like that. Yeah, I know, don't get me started on Insta. Then we've got Bigger Man. You can find him on at Bigger Man's, BIGGERMANZ. All right. Then you can find him on
Instagram, son. That's Bigger Mandela, BIGGERMANZBELA.
I'm just getting told here. All right. And, Facebook's nice and simple. That's Bigger Man, BIGGERMAN.
But on Facebook, if you're ugly, you ain't getting through. So by the way, get your shirt off.
So there you go. You can see the tone that we've got today in today's show. But you can check us out on all of that. That's pretty much it. Yeah, throw over emails and whatever it is. It's just really about having fun, playing hip hop, and chewing bubblegum. But we're out of chewing gum right now. Rest in peace, Roddy Piper.
Respect. Yes. All right, so again, thank you very much for coming through, and big shout out to the Moto 360. I peeped that. You know what I'm saying? I peeped the Moto 360.
It is, yeah. I love my watch. You know, it does what it needs to do. So yeah, I'm a good. I get so much people noticing that. I don't even notice it nowadays. But yeah, it's a wicked watch, bro.
Nice. I'm waiting on that. What was the S2 that Samsung's gonna be putting out soon. So that's gonna be kind of.
Okay, then yeah. So you're a gadget guy as well. Good.
I mean, I'm basically like I can do the show from anywhere on the planet. Like I've done shows in Minneapolis, like broadcasting back here to the station to go over the airways. Like everything is in the back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm mad portable. So if we ever hook up, need to go over there, do some stuff, I can broadcast the show live back here. You know what I'm saying? So
okay. I could tell you were a tech guy by the way you were going. When I was calling before, the way you were flying it, I thought it was like looking at like Star Trek. So you know, keep up. I can't. I'm old school, dude. You know, like art was new to me.
No, but you know, as long as the love is there, that's, you know what I'm saying, the technology kind of fades in the background.
True, very, very true. You got to actually have the passion behind it. Otherwise, it's just there you go.
So, Mr. Penfold, I'm gonna let you get back to, you know what I'm saying, to your show, and we're gonna get back to our show, and respect on everything. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gotta get up, bigger man.
All right.
Respect.
Thank you very much. Take care. Shout out to everybody across the globe. Shout out to the worldwide community, the internet community. It's all good.
All right, y'all be easy.
Peace.
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 Understand what I'm saying? Get the sucker on my way, and I'm swinging.
See, that was dope.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I want to do that because it shows, like, that's what I was saying. Like, over 5 hours into the future, we got people trying to do the same thing that we're trying to do here.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
And I just want to show, you know what I'm saying,